I have some really exciting news. But first, hello, SquirrelTribe 2.0. Listen, I'm going to show you just a little bitty smidge of a compilation of a couple things I recorded yesterday, which was the day after my last video where we hung out with the family and did a bunch of stuff and went to eat, and Crumble Cookie got all messed up. This way it all makes sense. And Max's food, Max, where'd you go? Hold on. Hi, Maxie Poo. His food got all messed up and there was a whole debacle. There we go. So watch this and then we'll be right back to explain all of this fun stuff back here. Okay, I am back from the trip to pick up Maxie Poo, to pick up a container for the dog. HomeGoods is where I went. This is what I got. I got his food hanging out back there somewhere. I'll show you guys what's in the bag in just a second. So I felt bad that the kid did not get her Crumble Cookie, so I went by Parlor Donuts and got her a donut, and myself, and the man. I feel better now. Let me show you guys the Parlor Donuts, if I can get this box open one-handed. Hold on, we're gonna work together here. I'm about to break this joker. Yep, that's the break. This is not for you, sir. I don't know how to open things with one hand. Let's try this again. We gotta move to the edge here. It's the only way this is gonna work. And even then, I'm still gonna rip this whole box. There we go. So, they may have moved around a little, and the heat of the car may have gotten them. Raspberry filled for the man with no powder because he doesn't like the powder, but it's not glazed. The kid wanted maple pecan, and I got a strawberry with sprinkles. So, they have shifted a little bit, but it's fine. But they are like croissant style. Y'all, I'm drooling right now. Delicious. The kid asked me to make deviled eggs. No. Forgive me. She asked me to make boiled eggs, and then she proceeded to make deviled eggs. However, we don't have relish, so it wasn't like to the right flavor. So she added a little bit of honey to one. My suggestion. Added a little bit of honey to one. She is now over there spitting out said deviled egg and wiping her tongue with a paper towel. So for those of you who are curious, honey on top of a deviled egg seems to be a no-go. Now that we're all up to speed, we can talk about this back here. Number one, yes, I willingly paid 99 cents for this bag at home. Nope. HomeGoods? Nope. I do this every time. Yes, HomeGoods, not Hobby Lobby. My brain consistently mixes up HomeGoods and Hobby Lobby together, and I have no idea why. They're two completely different stores, although they do resemble each other a lot from the inside, and they both have two names, so that might be why. But I went to HomeGoods to buy a container for the dog food. Now, the container we had before, big plastic honking thing with the lid, wheels on it, you could roll it from here to there. We kept it in the garage because everybody told me way long ago not to keep your dog food in the pantry because if it gets those moth thingies, it could destroy your entire pantry. And I remembered that, thank y'all. So we left it in the garage where it got the moths and destroyed that part. But my pantry is safe, and that is what matters here. So we had to dump the food, dump the container. We sprayed the crap out of it with bleach before we ever put it into, actually, here's what we did. We dumped all the food between myself and Kevin. We dumped the food into a garbage bag. We then double bagged the food in the garbage bag. Then we sprayed the crap out of the inside of the container with bleach, even though we weren't going to keep it. But because then we had to put the container into our garbage can, we didn't want those little moth jokers to multiply in the garbage can. And then our garbage can was going to be all whatever. It's a whole thing. So we did all that. And then I went to HomeGoods, and because I remembered seeing that's where I got Max's first big ass container was at HomeGoods. And I was like, well, I'll just go back there. They'll have another big container. They did not have a big container, but what they did have, y'all, and I've already filled it, so this ought to be interesting. Please hold. Oh wait, there's like handles. I forgot there's handles. But this got like 36 pounds now. So according to this, look it. I got this thing for, about knocked over water. Whatever this thing is, I'm sure it has a name, but because I've covered it with the thing. What is that supposed to say? Vittles Vault? I guess that's what this says. Vittles Vault, whatever. Freshness you can take to the bank. It says it holds 35 pounds, right? 35 pounds. I got it for $30. $30 at HomeGoods. And what it does is it twists like this, right? So you take the lid off and there's the doggy food. And then it's got this like space here that they say you can use dry erase markers on to write something on it, whether it's whose food it is, what date you put it in here, whatever else. It feels very apocalyptic to me, the fact that it spins and does all that. But it is really cute because it's got all the like doggy, where are we at? Doggy paws and whatnot on it. And the fact that it has the handles is helpful. But it says it holds 35 pounds, okay? Please keep that in mind. Because inside the bag, we have the other thingamajiggy, one of the other thingamajiggies I bought, which looks like it should be for, a family tub of cereal, but it's really for doggy food. And it opens up, and this has become a lifesaver in the full 24 hours that I've had it. Opens up and you just pour the food out instead of having to go out into the hot, muggy garage in the summer or the freezing cold, whatever garage in the winter to fill the dog bowl, whatever. You just do this. And then in between this, you take this and you scoop it in here, and then that goes out there. Then this stays in here. It's a very, very good system. This was, how much were you, Joker? $8, also at HomeGoods. The pet food dispenser, although I'm sure they have switched this label 1,700 times, and it's the cereal dispenser, it's the laundry detergent dispenser, it's the whatever dispenser you want it to be. HomeGoods sold it as the pet food dispenser because they're smart. They put it over in the pet food section or the pet section, whatever. Side note, I'm not saying this guy was weird, but while I was in there, so I walked in to go look for these things, right? And HomeGoods is always busy, like always busy. It does not matter what time it is, what day it is, what part of the year it is, what the weather's like. Always busy because it's a fun place to be. It's like a crack store for people with ADD, I guess. There's just so much going on in there, right? So I'm going and I'm going down to this aisle, and I'm about to turn onto aisle, and there's a guy in the aisle, and he's like petting, y'all. He is petting a wiener dog stuffed animal. So technically he's petting his wiener in the middle of the store, which is all my brain could think. And I was like, nope, can't go down this aisle while he is there because you're going to look at him and be like, yeah, that's what we're doing out in public right now. Anyway, so he's petting this wiener dog, like smiling while holding the stuffed animal like this and petting it. Very Austin Powers, $1 million, whatever his name is. The guy, the Mike Myers guy from Austin Powers. What the hell's his name? The bald guy. I mean, he played Austin Powers, obviously, but he also played, what's his name? I can never remember what his name is in that movie. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But he's petting it like that when he was holding the cat in the movie. And I was like, nope, we're just gonna keep it trucking. So I went and looked at stuff that I had no interest in just to not go down that aisle while that guy was there, okay? Finally, I see him leave the aisle while still holding said stuffed wiener dog, but no longer petting it because that would be weird to do it in front of all the people, right? Anyway, so I go down the aisle, I find these. I don't have a cart or anything because I've learned my lesson. Do not take a cart through HomeGoods. Number one, it is impossible to navigate those effing aisles with carts because there's so many people and the aisles are like, nyeh, right? Number two, no, because I would have filled it up with shit I didn't need. So I had no cart. So I'm just like, oh, I can't pick it up now because it's heavy as hell. But I'm underarmed this and I've got this. And then, I get up and I'm standing in line, whatever else. But on my way back to the line, I see the guy has gone missing, but the stuffed wiener dog is sitting on some random chair in the middle of one of the walkways. And I'm like, oh, I guess he only wanted to pet the wiener. He didn't actually want to take it home with him. That's fine. Whatever. You do you, boo, right? So then I go get in line. And as I'm standing in line, because there's always a line, heaven forbid you're the only person there and you can go straight up to cashier number 1. Never happens. Cashier number 2. Never happens. You have to wait in line. And there's always people around you that stand way too close. Out of all the stores I ever shop at, for some reason, HomeGoods, this is how this is my back. This is how people stand. Why the hell are you so close to me? Just look, I'm cross-eyed. Why the hell are you so close to me? Back up. But that's how people stand against you in HomeGoods, but only in HomeGoods. Whatever. So I'm standing in line holding this thing and that thing. And I look over, I'm standing here holding my stuff and, oh, well, what do you know? They have Dubai chocolate. Now, is this the same thing as a crumble cookie, Dubai, whatever the crap they called it? No. Is this going to appease my child who wanted all week long just to go get the Dubai crumble cookie? And every single day I put it off to the next day until suddenly they're all out of stock. And now I'm the Wicked Witch of the West because although she was never mad at me. She never acted like an ass. I just felt really bad because she wanted it. I kept putting it off. Like, we'll just go tomorrow because it's a 30-minute process to go to crumble cookie. And I was like, ugh, I don't want to. And so I felt really bad, mom guilt, whatever. So I bought these jokers, $13 for this, whatever. I haven't given it to her yet because I wanted to do it here and show you guys. But I saw these. So I'm standing there. Now I'm holding this thing under one arm, this thing, and like here, right? That's what I'm doing. And then the lady behind me who's like right here breathing into the back of my ear, her husband walks up and he is just as close. It's a very close-knit family inside HomeGoods. And they're talking about all kinds of random stuff. And I'm just going, cashier, call me, cashier, call me, cashier, call me. They finally call me and I get to the front and cashier number 1. So I go to cashier number 1 and I'm standing there and I happen to, look around me because, and I see that joker, that bag. And because my brain was thinking of donuts and cookies and whatever, I was like, oh, that bag looks delicious. So I spent 99 cents on a bag because it looked delicious. Like I'm going to go out and lick the motherfucker, but I'm not, but it looked delicious. And I was like, oh, it's all fall-like. So now my brain is thinking of pumpkin spice, which I don't even like pumpkin spice. I can't stand the flavor of it. Although I do love pumpkin pie, but only if it has enough Cool Whip on it to drown a horse. So I buy the bag and I tell the lady, just put the stuff in the bag. And she's looking at the bag and she's looking at this and she's looking at the bag and I'm looking at her. And I'm like, well, ma'am, I understand that this is not going to fit in there. Why are we having this stare off? Just put this in the bag. So we just put these 2 things in the bag and then I'm holding the bag and this thing to go out the door. But on my way out the door, guess who I see? The man who likes to pet his wiener walking to get the wiener dog to get back into the line to buy said wiener dog. I don't know if it's for him or if he has an animal at home that he's going to give it to because it is a toy for an animal. But that man was loving on this little wiener dog toy like maybe he escaped an institution somewhere and there might be something on the news about him later to be on the lookout for this dude who likes to pet things that aren't real. That's that. So I got these things, y'all. And then let me explain to you what happened. So I get home and I have to pull, So then I go to PetSmart. Can't think of the name. I go to PetSmart. They have the same container. They have the same container, but this one holds 35. So the other one held 25 or 30 or whatever. Same price as this one, but it held way less. And I was like, okay. Because at first I saw these at PetSmart and I was like, man, I swear if this thing is more expensive at HomeGoods and PetSmart, I'm gonna be pissed. And I'm gonna go get in return line and have somebody breathe on the other side of my neck probably. But no, this was actually cheaper at HomeGoods. It's the exact same thing, but this one actually holds more. So FYI, if you're interested, HomeGoods, not sponsored, they had this. So then I'm looking for the dog food at PetSmart and I finally find it off in East Bumble. It was nowhere with the other Bumbles. Like all of Bumble over here had the dog food and over in East, it was like, put that one. So that's where I went. I had to get it and I throw it over my shoulder. I'm like, honking 40-pound bag over my shoulder, walking tilted like this. Like when you used to carry your toddler on your hip, you always had one hip kind of poked out, right? So I'm carrying this bag over my shoulder. And I get to the front and there's a lady in front of me with 2 little bitty like Yorkies or whatever and a cart. And inside her cart is 1 can of food. 1 can of food. And I've got this big ass bag over my shoulder. She turns around, she sees me, she goes, oh honey, you can go in front of me. And I was like, I appreciate you so much, but I'm good. It was somebody checking out, then her, then me. I was like, no, I promise you, I'm good. It's not a big deal. I promise you. I said, this is my exercise for probably the month because I ain't doing shit else. This is my exercise. I'm just going to hold it here. And then it got heavy here. So I put it on my hip and I'm literally standing there like I'm holding a toddler with the hip cocked out to the side. Yep. Look, y'all know you can't really see. You got to cock your hip out to the side and whatever. So I'm holding the 40-pound bag like this. The lady is standing there with the 2 dogs. People walk up behind me and now I have all these little dogs around my feet and I'm thinking to myself, this is how I die. I'm going to trip over little dogs and because of the 40-pound bag, it's going to be like those videos you see on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, where somebody who happens to work at like a Starbucks or a KFC or a Popeyes or wherever it is, they have the bag full of like the garbage bag and they throw it over their shoulder and they just fall backwards. I pictured me doing that and that PetSmart was going to have it on camera and then submit me to America's Funniest Home Videos or something like that, right? But then this guy comes and opens up another lane and the lady in front of me was like, honey, please go. And I was like, okay, I'll go because that shit was starting to get heavy. So I go up there and I pay for it and I take it out to my car, put it in the car, whatever else. Then I get home. Then I have to try to pour it into here. Kevin is sitting right here at the table, right there at the table, but his back is to me and he has headphones in. The downside here, he left his headphones. Hold on, I'm coming right back. We have the same headphones. We got these. I don't even know what these are. I don't know. They're freaking headphones. They're the AirPod Pro 2s. I don't know what they're called. All I know is that they drown out every single sound. Even when you're yelling for help, it drowns every single bit out, which we figured out when I had to open this up and it's sitting on the ground. I'm holding a 40-pound bag like this, trying to pour it into this thing without spilling it anywhere. And then Max is trying to run up between my legs to put his face into the bag and into this. And I'm going, babe, nothing. But I got it. I did it. Only spilled a couple. Max ate them up, so it was perfectly fine. But that's that. Okay. And then the bag or whatever. So that was that. Then yesterday, y'all. So then yesterday, the man and I decided that we were going to go out, just the two of us, because the kid was doing kid things. She was like, I don't want to get out of bed. And so cozy. I'm so comfy. And I'm like, then you got to feed yourself. We're going to go get some brunch. And she's like, deuces, parentals. And I was like, deuces, child. So he and I took his car, the Corvette, out. We went to get some brunch. We went to the new Total Wine store. Okay, so look, I'm going to sound like an ass when I say it this way, and it's not intended to be so. We go to this new Total Wine, which I took a video of it, but I accidentally deleted it. So I was going to throw it in here so you guys could see. This thing is honking massive. It is huge. It is an alcoholic's paradise. There is so much liquor and beer and wine in there. It does not make any sense, and it's probably not a good thing. It's way too much, right? It was warehouse style. It's like walking into Sam's Club for spirits or whatever, spirits. So we go in. And the very first thing that happens when we walk in the door is I go, babe, I got to pee, because I had to, bladder the size of a squirrel as well as everything else. So I was like, I got to go potty. We walk in and there's a guy doing free samples, and he turns to Kevin. He's like, sir, would you like a sample of this bourbon? And I'm halfway through the bathroom door and I said, I popped out just like that, looked at him, went back into the bathroom. I barely have my pants down around my ankles when my phone goes bzzz, and I pick it up and he goes, why'd you look at me like that? And I was like, well, two reasons. Number one, if you're going to do it, I want to record it so I can see what it's like and, show you guys. Number two, don't do it because you're on antibiotics. Very contradictory statements there. But I was like, don't. And I was like, I wasn't looking at you in any kind of way, but I was looking at you like, I know you know better, whatever, right? So I get done bathroom, wash my hands, go back out there. And the guy who's doing the tester tasting things looks at me like I have crapped in his Wheaties because my husband clearly told him my wife says I can't. And that way, whatever. So then we're walking around looking for stuff. And that red wine that I took the little baby sip or two of when we went to play Golden Tee at beach camp a couple nights ago, Taco Tuesday is what it was. I was trying to find that one. Here's the downside to these massive warehouse style liquor stores. I don't know a damn thing about wine, number one. I don't understand your color coding, your country coding, your style. I don't know where anything is. There's this guy working there and he goes, let me know if I can help you find anything. And I was like, oh yes, please. And I swear I could just feel him go, because you say it, let me know if you guys need anything, in hopes of nobody ever needing your help, because you don't want to be interrupted from the task that you're doing, number one. And number two, if you don't know the answer, then you just got to walk around the whole store, pretend like you know where you're going, even though you're lost, and you just hope you see it out of the corner of your eye. And then you're like, see, right here, I knew it was here. So I ask him and he shows me what I need. So they didn't have the one that I wanted, but I got a different one. Let me move this right here. I got two different ones to try. Oh wait, they're here. I show you now, because I don't want like champagne anymore, but I do want like a sweeter red thingy. So he said that this one would be really good. So I got this. If anybody's ever had it, it is more a sparkling champagne-y kind of thing. So I got that one, and I got, where's the other one? Hold on, I got two. Is this it? No, that's not it. Where'd the other one go? Is this it? Oh, they're both champagne-y style, whatever, because they're sparkly things. And then I got this one. And so I'm gonna try them at some point and let you know how they taste, but it won't be for a couple days because I finished my antibiotics today from the dentist. I have one more to take later at 11 p.m. Kevin finished his antibiotics for the staph infection yesterday. Side note, I have gotten no staph infection from him, so that's good. Always a plus. But anyway, so we're at Total Wine and we buy those thingies. I was going somewhere with that. I don't know. So then we come home. No, that's not it. So we're out at Total Wine. Then the kid sends me a text message. She goes, hey, while you're out, parentals, I would please like to have blue paint, white paint, masking tape, a box cutter, and some paint brushes. I'm like, is it for school? She said, no. I said, you want to elaborate why we need to go on the scavenger hunt? Like, what are we doing? And she's like, I made something and I want to paint it. I was like, oh, okay, because she's like artsy fartsy, right? I love it. So I was like, babe, we're close to Home Depot. We'll just go to Home Depot. So we go to Home Depot, and it turns out I FaceTime her through Kevin's Instagram because my phone was at like 5%. Turns out I didn't charge it. Either that or I killed it scrolling all kinds of random stuff, right? So I FaceTime her on Instagram through Kevin's phone, and she answers the phone. She's like, where are you? And I was like, Home Depot. She's like, why? And I was like, for your stuff. She's like, I don't need that much. Target or Walmart. And I was like, oh, what she needed, we couldn't get at Home Depot. But I'm walking around FaceTiming with her. Kevin's behind me, and some employee, there's an older gentleman employee. Oh, I forgot. Oh, we're going to get back there. Hold on. There's some older employee walks up to Kevin. He's like, hey, can I help you with anything? And Kevin's like, I'm just here to like, I don't know. I'm just following her around, whatever she needs. And the guy was like, good man, good man. The whole reason I was telling you about Total Wine, and I said, don't call me an ass. Hello, brain. So we go through the whole store, and there's this older gentleman who is pushing a cart around. And he asked one of the employees there, he goes, hey, where's the rum? And the employee, I kind of wanted to smack him in his mouth because he was like, you're literally standing right next to it. But it was the tone. It was like that, like you're literally standing right next to it. I want to be like, all you had to say is, oh, sir, it looks like you've already found it. It's right here. But like in a nice way, not in a little dipshit kind of way, right? So he says it, and the guy goes, oh, okay, thank you. And he turns right, and he goes and he fills his cart with big things like handles, like jugs of rum, Bacardi. That's what it was. So then we get up to the front at the same time he gets up to the front. And it's like a grocery store checkout. I don't really love that part because it's literally aisles. There's no self-checkout because that makes sense. But there's like 4 aisles with the conveyor belts and stuff, which turns out is definitely necessary. Some lady next to us was really trying to see if she could buy as much as humanly possible. She had so much stuff up there. Either I have to assume that she's supplying it to underage parties, or she's selling it out of her trunk at the beach to people, which is freaking genius if you think about it. But she had a ton of shit. So we get in the other line. Okay. We get in the other line. The gentleman who with the handles of rum gets in the line behind us, and we're standing in line. And there's a couple people in both lines. So this guy that works there sees that there's a long line. So he comes up and opens another one, and he looks at Kevin, makes eye contact, and was like, you know, come over, turns on the light. And the guy behind us immediately whips over there. And the guy that works there said, because clearly it's the next person in line, not the last person in line that's supposed to move over. But I told Kevin, and this is where I sound like an ass, because this man, I mean, I love every single person here. He was older than death. He was so old. And I told Kevin, I said, we have more time. Be patient. We have more time. Let this man go. It is perfectly fine. Let him go first. Let him do whatever he wants to do. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I sound like an ass, and I don't mean to, but I was like, at this point in his life, he probably does not give a single fuck about anything. Number one. Number two, he's like, listen, time is wasting. I need to get to this Bacardi. So I was like, just go. So then we get into the line to check out, and the guy that works there was like, it was supposed to be y'all. And I was like, no, I understand. He was like, well, here's a free koozie for you. Here, because whatever. And I was like, thanks, I appreciate that. It was really nice. So we got a free koozie. We have a whole drawer of koozies. That was that. So then we get home, and the kid says, can I have the bag of stuff? We went to Target to get it because it was the easiest place. So I give her the paintbrushes, the paint, the tape, the whatever else. We did not get her a box cutter. No. At 2 a.m., I do not want to be woken up to my child screaming because she has cut herself with a box cutter. So we got her scissors, which either way, yeah, she's almost 16. I still don't want her with sharp things, right? But we got her scissors. She comes out last night before we all go to bed. She comes out with this. Look, I need y'all to see this. She made a whale shark. Do y'all see that? She came out with this. She was cleaning her closet and came across a large box. And as she cleaned out large cardboard box, she got it into her head that she should just make something. So she cut a flat piece here. She cut a flat piece here for the body. And then she cut little strips of cardboard. And she made an effing whale shark out of her cardboard box. And then she taped it up all over the place. And then she painted the whole thing blue. And then she gave it polka dots. She made this all by herself with scissors and creativity. It has no eyeballs. It will never see. And it has no mouth. It will never eat. But it is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was so very proud of her. Then she comes out and she's like, hey, I made a car. because she really likes putting together Lego stuff. So we've been buying Lego stuff, and she likes Fast and the Furious because we like Fast and the Furious, the whole movie franchise. So this is Suki's car from Too Fast, Too Furious. And she was showing me how, is it this one? Oh no, she made Brian's car, the orange one, and the orange one is massive. The doors open, the wheels turn, the hood opens, everything else. This one's just tiny, but she was very proud of herself for this one too, because she put it all together. But anyway, I want to show you guys that because whatever. Okay, are you ready for the exciting news? I'll tell you right now. No, I'm not pregnant. Get that right out of your head. Don't ever, right? Because I'll be 44 in a couple months. I'm not trying to pop out anything at this point in time. Nothing. Never. Again. No. Don't even think it. So while we're in Home Depot, Kevin just randomly laughs. And I said, what? And he goes, check your text messages. And I'm like, well, I'd like to, but my phone's almost dead. He goes, it's worth it. Check your text messages. So I checked my text messages. My mother-in-law has sent a text. Y'all ready? You want to know what it said? It said, so I'm looking for a 3-bed, 2-bath brick house near you guys. I'm ready to put my house on the market and move to Florida. Listen, I knew it was a matter of time. Because when we decided we were leaving Georgia and moving to Florida, the amount of sadness between both the mothers was palpable. The amount of guilt that we felt for leaving was tremendous. And then my mom followed down here last September. And now his mom is like, you know what? F it. I'm moving to Florida too. That's where, my son is, my grandbaby is, her bestie, which happens to be my mom. Like they get along so incredibly well. So she's like, I'm over Georgia, trucking on down to Florida. So now we get to go house hunting, which is like so much fun. The first thing I did was tell my bestie, I was like, bestie, we got to find a house. So she's already looking on Zillow. I'm looking on Zillow. We're looking all over the place already. We're figuring things out. We're talking to realtors in Georgia. We're talking to our realtor here in Florida, our loan lady, all kinds of stuff to get this ball rolling. I'm like, come on, lady, let's get her done. We have a Thanksgiving break and a Christmas break. That's a perfect time to move you down here. Time is a ticking, right? Let's go. So we called her last night. Because I was like, can I call you? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. I called her. She goes, why did you ask if you need to call me? Like, why would you need to ask? And I'm like, well, 1, you could have been pooping. Don't want to call you in the middle of a poop. That's weird. 2, you could have been at church. 3, you could have been doing anything else. So I feel like it was nice to ask. So she's already talked to my mom about it. She told my mom before she even told us that she's moving here. We're really excited. It's going to be great. Because then it gives my mom somebody to hang out with again, because Ma, I love you so much. And I know you're watching this, but she doesn't get out and about like she said she was going to. So now she will, because her and Janini will do things because Janini will make her do things. So that's a plus. And then, the kid gets to see both grandmothers often. Kevin gets his mom here, which is great. We don't have to go back to Georgia nearly as often, which is fantastic because the traffic there is enough to make you want to just run people over, right? Bless their hearts. I don't like it. So it's very, very exciting. We are very excited. I'm very excited about it all. It'll be fun. We get to, like I said, house hunt, which is so much fun. And it'll be easier for the holidays for sure. It'll be easier for a lot of things. Because now it'll be, well, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, nephew, if everybody's here, you can just come this way. Then we don't have to figure out how to have a whole family Christmas anymore with nowhere to put the dogs because we'll be here. We can figure it out. We can all go to Janini's house, leave our respective animals at our houses for a couple hours, go to her house where it's dog free and my sister-in-law won't die from her allergies and it will be perfect. It's funny. I'm excited about it. It's interesting because I knew it was going to happen one of these days. My bestie, when I told her that my mother-in-law was moving here, she goes, I knew it. She said when she was here in July, my sister-in-law, brother-in-law, nephew, and mother-in-law were here in July for my sister-in-law's birthday. And my mother-in-law met Bestie, next door Bestie, and her husband, and Bestie Lindsay. She said, I knew it was a matter of time because you could tell how much she loves y'all and wants to be near y'all and stuff like that. So I'm very, very excited about it, y'all. So that's that. That's the good news. That's all the stuff. That's what I've got for you today. We could do this for hours. I can talk and talk and talk, but I have other stuff to do. I don't want to do it. I got to vacuum and mop and clean a shower. I hate cleaning the shower. I'd rather do anything else than clean a shower. Why is shower cleaning the hardest thing in the entire world? Cleaning shower glass is enough to make you want to drink afterwards or punch somebody in the face. You could probably do both, but then you're going to get assault charges for being drunk and punching people in the face. So I would definitely refrain from doing any of that. But now I got to go do all that while y'all go back to doing what you were doing. Thank you for stopping what you were doing to hang out with me for a little while. I appreciate y'all immensely, and I love you even more than I appreciate you. That's it for now. And no, I never did lick the bag. I'm weird, but I'm not that weird. Goodbye, y'all.